a not-so-happy vagina fact found in a recent UNICEF report titled Female Genital Mutilation and Cutting, a Statistical Exploration.
Female genital mutilation has been inflicted on approximately 140 million girls and young women. In the over 28 countries where it is practiced, mostly in Africa, about 3 million young girls a year can expect the knife, or the razor, or a glass shard to cut their clitoris or remove it altogether. In a man, it would range from amputation of most of the penis to removal of all of the penis. Short-term results include tetanus, hemorrhage, cut to the urethra and vaginal walls. Long-term, chronic uterine infection, increased agony and danger during childbirth, and early deaths.
This next monologue is based on interviews by Eve Ensler with women from the Oglala Lakota Nation on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. Their stories reflect the challenges that Native American women face every day living in isolation and without resources. According to the Amnesty International report, Maze of Injustice, the average annual rate of rape and sexual assault among American Indian women is 2.5 times higher than that of all other races.
He wanted to go out. He said to me, "You, stay home." I said I wanted to go out. He said, "You have a baby." I said, "It's our baby." I laid the baby down. He probably felt my tension because he was whimpering. The baby. I looked up and he slapped me. My husband. Not a blast that knocks your eyes blue. That came later. It was a smack, a hard domestic smack. He looked at me. He slapped me again. His dad was vicious to his mother. I saw him smile. What was that? He was the nicest person. He had long black hair. Combing his long hair when we made love, it got loose before. He took me to the dinner, made me go out with his boss. I didn't want to go. He kicked me under the table, told me to look happy, told me to smile. I smiled. He kicked me again, asked me who I was trying to fuck, asked me to stop coming on to everyone. I stopped smiling. He kicked me again. This went on and on. Outside the restaurant, he grabbed my hair and pulled me down to the curb. It had been snowing. He buried me in snow. He pounded me in the gutter. The snow was melting. It was sloppy in mud. My hair felt like it was bleeding. I ran to. He was drinking. I was too. I must have blacked out. I woke up in the hospital after 5 brain surgeries. My hair was gone. They shaved it off. I had to relearn to talk and move my arms. It took me 4 months to remember how to cook breakfast. I remember putting the egg in the frying pan with the bacon. I knew the egg felt right. I just didn't remember to crack it open. Just the egg in the frying pan in its shell. My head was bald. After 18 years, he beat me. In the morning, when he was so nice again, I would braid his long hair. I would take my time, like I cared so much. And I would do it perfectly crooked. I would make the hair so they would stand up all crazy like. Then he'd go forgetting that the bruises on my face were his handprints. He'd walk all cocky in the street, all macho in the road, but his braid would be so crooked and look so stupid and wrong. This shouldn't have made me that happy. It just shouldn't have made me that happy. heard that he was out with a woman, making love, and she was fluffing his hair when he was wild on top of her. He came home much later, and his hair was braided up all right and tight. He passed out from drinking. Then I got up with scissors as he snored and slowly walked to him and just cut the braid off, completely off, and put it in his hand so that when he woke up, he screamed, "What the fuck? I'm gonna kill you!" And he jumped up, but I had tied his shoes together so he couldn't run. I didn't go back to him for 3 years, until I knew his hair had grown out again. I didn't want to have sex with him. He was drunk. I was just a piece of meat to him, a big hole. I tried to pretend I was asleep. He elbowed me, jerked me, pulled me up. I remember thinking, just get it over with. He was soft and kept pumping and pumping until I got sore. I said it didn't feel good. He said, "Who were you with? Was he bigger than me? Did you like it?" You're like a mouse with a lion. You have to move fast to the door. He picked me up like I was a rag. His eyes were numb. I could hear my son screaming. His mouth was open. And his tonsils. I could see his tonsils. My husband beat the shit out of me. He wrapped my long black hair around his hand, jerked my head. I tried to get my son. "That's not your son," he said, holding my hair in his hand. "That's not your son anymore." Now he calls me the middle of night weeping. He didn't mean to beat his wife. He didn't mean to batter her. He's suicidal. He knows what his mother went through. But he can't stop my son. They took our land. They took our ways. They took our men. We want them back.